Hey team, today we're going to review addition with regrouping. We learned how to expand our numbers like this and line up place values. And that's a really good way to do your math. We know 456 is the same as 456, and 329 is the same as 329. We know we always start in the ones. 9 plus 6, 15. The 5 stays in the ones place, but the tens number goes up to the tens because we're going to add it in with our tens. So there's our 15 from the ones. Now we're going to add our tens, keeping that 10 from the 15. 50, 60, 70, 80, and there are no hundreds, so there's nothing to regroup. So far our answer is 85, but we still need to add the hundreds place. 400, 500, 600, 700. I know my answer is 785. Now, if you're just stacking and adding, that's okay too. You don't have to expand numbers to add them. You do, however, have to remember the place value of each, ones, tens, hundreds. And you need to think about what you're regrouping. So in the ones place, we're adding 9 plus 6, which again was 15. So I put my ones number and I regroup my 10, but I'm not going to expand it. I'm just going to put the 1 to represent 1 10 and 5 tens and 2 tens. 5 tens, 6 tens, 7 tens, 8 tens. I'm just going to put an 8 in the tens place because I can see that it's 85. And then I need to add my hundreds, which is 4 hundreds plus 3 hundreds, which gives me 7 hundreds. And my answer still comes out to 785. Cool. You can either expand to add, or you can just stack and add. But you need to remember that if any of your place values equal a larger number, that goes into the next place value. So like in the ones place, if you get a 10, it has to regroup to the tens. In the tens place, if you get 100, it has to regroup to the hundreds. So I want to do one more with you guys before I go and before you get started on your assignment on your own. And I want to look at what happens when you actually have to regroup several times. Some of you already know, and maybe you're even shouting it out, but let's do another one. So let's do, let's say 687 plus, let's say 578. Okay, here we go. So if we're going to expand, it'll be 600 plus 80 plus 7, and we're going to add that to 500 plus 70 plus 8. We always start in our ones. 8 plus 7 is 15. You can always use your fingers or dots. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Keeping the 5 in the ones place and then regrouping your 10. I was just checking my ones, but 8 plus 5 is 15, so I'm good to go. I'm sorry, 8 plus 7 is 15, so I'm good to go. Now in my tens place, I've regrouped my 10 from that 15, and I need to add my tens. 80, 90, plus another 70 will be 100, 110, 120, 130, 140, 150, 160. My 60 stays, and I regroup my 100 because that goes in the hundreds place. I'm going to show you how to do this without expanding in a second, so hang with me if you're not going to expand. Some of you like it this way, and this is a really strong way to add. 600 plus 100 plus 500. Well, I know 500 plus 100 is 600, and 600 plus another 600 gives me 1,200, which is 1,200. Now, I'm going to put my 200 here, and I'm actually going to regroup my 1,000 into the thousands place. That way, if I had any thousands, I could add them up. But I know 1,000 plus no other thousands is just 1,000, which gives me the total of 1,265. Now let's just stack and add the way some of you have been choosing to add without expanding. And remember, we just need to make sure our ones, tens, and hundreds stay in those places and get regrouped if they need to, even to the thousands, then the 10,000s, then the 100,000s, then the millions, right? Okay, so in the ones place, we know that 7 plus 8 is 15. 7 plus 8 is 15, which means I'm going to put my 5 in the ones place and regroup my 110. Not expanding it, but putting that 110 in the tens place because it represents a tens number. Now I have 8 tens, 9 tens, plus 7 tens, which gives me 16 tens. 16, we're going to keep the 6. You keep that ones digit in the tens place. And then we're going to regroup that 1 from 16. Now, that 6 is actually 60, and that 1 is actually 100. So now I'm going to add my hundreds. I have 100 plus 600 plus 500. I know 5 and 1 make 6, and 6 plus 6 gives me 12. I regroup my 1 to the thousands. I put my comma because I know a comma comes after a thousands number, and I add my thousands place. There are no other thousands, so I'm just going to drop my 1 because 1 plus 0 is 1. My answer is 1,256 either way. All right, this should help you on your first 2 problems, and then you should be able to do the rest by stacking and adding, whether you expand or don't. Good luck.